I really take that as don't expect much in free agency. The next few months is free agency. The next few months, don't pay attention. He doesn't want you to pay attention to the entertainment news feed, which is another comment on the media. And when he emphasized, and every move we don't make, I think he's setting the foundation for, and my takeaway is I don't expect big things in this free agent market. I think it's, and it's at one point during the press conference, he said it's draft, develop, and re-sign. And I think he thinks he's got all he needs in the draft. He's got all he needs to build a winner with draft picks.
Well, I think it's logical to take that from that. But again, he's a general manager speaking to the media, and this is going to get out to everybody. So he's not going to totally reveal what he's going to do, because why would you? You don't want to have any other GM hold that against you, or players or agents hold it against you, whatever it's going to be. I think it was interesting when he said speaking about the media thing, don't let them spook you or whatever. I don't get that, because it seems like when he makes that comment, it's about thinking that the media is going to turn on this team and say this team can't go back and do it again, because he was talking about sustainability. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't disagree more. I don't think anybody is saying the Lions can't get it done again. I think we're all kind of on the same page here. Hey, this is the expectation now. We expect this team to be very good. We don't expect this team to take a step or steps back. So that, I think it's a little far-fetched. Will he spend big money? Will they go out and give a giant contract to Brian Burns? No, I don't expect they'll do that. I don't think that's the move. But could he sign someone to a one-year deal? One of these aging edge rushers that had a pretty good season. There's a couple guys out there that had double-digit sack totals, but they're in their 30s. Would you go out and give one of those guys a one-year contract for $8 million? I could see that happening. I think he's going to be active in free agency beyond just re-signing the players that he has here, that he has to. That you got to give St. Brown a contract. That you got to think about giving a long-term deal for Penei Sewell or Aleem McNeil. Those are three guys right there. And, oh, by the way, the quarterback.
Yep.
I think all that stuff gets taken care of, but there's still plenty of room to go out and get a free agent that makes sense on the right deal to improve the team. You're not doing it just to add roster space. You're doing anything you do, and this is where I agree with him with the whole intentional thing. There's an intention behind it. This has to make our team better. And if we don't make this move, that's intentional, because that guy isn't making our team better.
I don't know that they do have plenty of money to go out and improve. I after that yesterday, I feel like the bulk of the money's going to who they have in-house. And at one point, he emphasized how back in 2021, they didn't have a whole bunch of extra draft picks like they did the last 2 years. And that's enough for me. That's plenty, is to have a typical draft, even though I think having that second, third round pick is kind of a big deal. But they have 7 picks. They got a 1 to 2, 2 threes, no 4, 5, 6, and 7. And he sent the message that my takeaway was that's enough. And I don't know that they got a bunch of money that they can do that, but they can get outsiders. I'm not saying they won't sign anybody. I just don't know how. I don't think it's going to be a big splash.
Well, this is why I think on one-year deals, I think you can absolutely get it done. Like, for instance, a player, Danico Autry, defensive end from Tennessee, which is where you just got your defensive line coach from, right? He's coming off a career year with 11 and a half sacks this year. I believe he's a free agent. He's 33 years old. This isn't a guy who's going to go out there and get a 4-year, $80 million contract. This is a guy that's likely to get a 1-year, $8-9 million contract because you're towards the end of your career. You had a great year. Maybe it's because of who you worked with. Well, look who's working with us. That something like that can work out. That's the kind of move that I see this team making. And does it make them better? Yes.
Well, I think every team they literally want to get better.
Of
so
course.
I don't think that's what he means by intentional, personally. I think the intentional means the type of player he's looking for, the type of attitude, the type of work ethic. I think that's what he means by intentional. When he says everything we do not make, any move we do not make is intentional. Because let's just bring up Chase Young, because that's the name that was floating around the trade deadline. Is he basically saying intentionally didn't go after Chase Young because That guy he loafs it sometimes. He's not 100% all the time. So it maybe kind of make your team better on paper, but yeah, we're always looking to make our team better, but intentional means we're looking for a specific player, not position, not whatever, just a specific type of player. And when they look for that type of player in the draft and free agency, and as far as the big free agent splash, yeah, I think sustainability is big for him, so he's not going to make that. Like, I want Jalen Johnson or L'Jarius Sneed, or if you want Brian Burns, yeah, I don't think those guys are on the table. I think he's going after, no one has signed Daniil Hunter yet. Maybe we get him like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, or no one signed, Khalil Mack gets released or whatever.
Leonard Floyd.
They're like 1-2 year deal type guys, but there will be turnovers because they're not turnover. There's not going to be the exact same roster coming back, so he's going to have to replace some of these guys.